What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Of course, one of you brothers sent me a video from this brother's channel, who is King Lemuel Podcast. The brother has 1,113 subscribers. Go ahead and check him out. Subscribe to him. And he's done a really good job on chopping up different portions of Just Pearly Things and exposing some inconsistencies. Some of you guys would even consider those to be lies. Now, again, Just Pearly Things says several different things on different platforms that, in my honest opinion, don't make a lot of sense. But her own words are going to, let's say, pull out a certain level of hypocrisy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna play this video, Just Pearly Things Caught Lying on Trigonometry Podcast, and then we're gonna come back.
But then he was denying the Holocaust.
You know, that was crazy. Yeah, that was.
But that's what he does. That's why I'm asking you.
Well,
why?
but we brought him on to talk about race mixing. That's what we brought him on. Now, we're actually not talking about race mixing. Not talking about race mixing. Not talking about race mixing. But I will say, I did not find Nick to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist.
And I said in the video, I am not defending her. And I said in the video, I'm checking her, and I held her accountable, and I told her she has to address the things she said. And I said to her that it wasn't a good idea having Nick Fuentes on there. And I said that he is a racist, bruv. And I said that he is a racist, bruv. And I said that he is a racist, bruv.
My staff actually did not find him to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist.
And I said that he is a racist, bruv. And I told her how her words were going to affect black people and why they're not going to like what she said.
I've heard it, but I've just never heard it like that, I guess. So we just brought him on a panel just about race mixing, about race mixing, and they did a whole panel on it.
But then he was denying the Holocaust.
You know, that was crazy. Yeah, that was.
But that's what he does. That's why I'm asking you.
Well,
why?
but we brought him on to talk about race mixing. That's what we brought him on. Now, we're actually not talking about race mixing. Not talking about race mixing. Not talking about race mixing. Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking you, because you do have controversial guests, as we do, and there's nothing wrong with talking to people who are controversial, but Nick Fuentes is a very different kettle of fish, as we say here, right?
Yeah, my opinion is that he was polite overall. He was a good guest.
He was also denying the Holocaust, from what I remember.
Look, I'm not with that. Keep me out of that one. 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 Off base, but let me finish. Okay, I don't know much about environmental stuff, but I know they're full of because the same rhetoric and system they use is really similar to other industries that are full of. Mm-hmm. So, for example, women's empowerment and women's what's it called, violence against women, mm-hmm. and it's the same thing where this just sounds really similar. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's like the same system where if you attack the argument in any way, they'll say you hate women. Yeah. And so it's the same thing where you say, oh, if they attack the Jewish people at all, they'll say you hate Jews. But the difference is that Jewish people have more power, and they can. It seems like they can make your life hell.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But it sounds like the same system that the environmental people use, where you don't care about the environment. and then they'll use some horrible thing that's going to happen. Like they would use the Holocaust, but the environmental people will say global warming. The women people will say, I don't know, grape, whatever it is. But yeah, that sounds really similar.
Yeah, and that's really because the thing is, like, when people call me a Holocaust denier, they make it out like that's my job. It's about creating this narrative that the trauma is the worst trauma that anyone's ever had.
The same way they do that with Roots, because Roots, the founder of Roots said, or the guy who made Roots said in quotes, "I wanted to make a myth for my people to live by." That was the quote that he used. So like that kind of sounds similar.
So guys, you've heard what she is saying there. Let me start by saying this. We need to think about something that's very important here. Because with all the people that have defended her, even some blacks, we're acting as if this particular person is not intelligent enough to understand what she's doing. Like she's young. I've heard that. Oh, she's inexperienced. She's not racist. She's X, Y, and Z. These are some of the things that we hear in her defense. But as it appears to me, and this is proof based off King Lemuel's podcast, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's not just, oh, she didn't know, or, oh, she had no idea how to answer that question. No, this person is intelligent enough to understand what she's doing. She knew exactly what she was doing before Nick Fuentes. She knew what she was doing at Trigonometry. But what we keep seeing is that while she's trying to hold people accountable for, their lack of accountability in the relationship space, this person has a hard time with accountability herself. This person can go and say one thing on one show and then turn around and do another on another show, and then have the audacity to call somebody flaky, or have the unmitigated gall to call somebody phony. And I'm talking about how she refers to women. One of the reality is that just pearly things will say anything like a politician at that time. Like clearly, King Riches is there she's saying my employees didn't have any problem with that. He's telling her that black people are going to have a problem with this. I have no reason to believe that he's lying, because I went to the show, I talked to the guy on the show, and he said, look, I talked to her about this thing and that black people were going to have a hard time with it. I believe the guy is racist, but she said that the staff had no problem with it. You see, all of this is to try to have a smoke, put up a smoke screen. Same thing with the Sarah Garvey copyrights. Same thing with this, just lies after lies after lies. That I'm not saying these lies. I don't have anything against her, but this is what she said. And the guy edited it in a way that it's indefensible. You can't defend it. How can you defend any of that? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.